Richarlison can try and break away here. He's got the pace to go around the defender. This is great stuff from Richarlison. Can he put this in the back of the net? Richarlison tries to turn, doesn't have too many options, but finds Kulusevski, trying to look for the ball to Gaia. I find Gaia, little dink to Kane. Oh my word. Ricardo Pereira has it, swings that one in. Heung-min Son, what a save from David De Gea. Welcome back everyone, and welcome to another episode of my Tottenham career mode here on FIFA 22. And it is a double header today. It's the second full episode that I'm releasing today. Obviously with FIFA 23 just around the corner, I obviously do need to wrap up this career mode pretty quickly. So it's a double header today, and it will be another double header tomorrow. So on to today's episode. We've got 5 games and a cup game in the FA Cup away to Newcastle, 3 league games, Everton, City and United, 2 huge games, and of course the return leg at home to Inter Milan in the Champions League. So I think I'll sim both the Newcastle and the Everton game, and then I will play the Inter, City and United games. The Everton game, I am going to sim it because I want to stick to just playing 3 games per episode. This game is a game I am particularly worried about, but I am going to sim it. I'm going to play my first team, and I'm going to hope we can get a result. And I said I was going to play my first team, but actually, just quickly going through the team management, I've got a lot of players that have a lot of fatigue, so I'm going to have to make a few more enforced changes than I would have liked, but hopefully it won't have too much of an impact. Definitely going to have to bring Højbjerg out for skip, and of course I don't have another central midfielder to play there, so Son and Kane can stay up front. Bryan Gil comes in for Kulusevski, Royale comes in for Ricardo Pereira, Lacroix, De Ligt, Longley and Sessegnon in defence as well. So yeah, going to sim this game. It's an FA Cup game against Newcastle. It's an important game. Hopefully we can get a result. And we do get a result, but it is not the result we wanted. We are out of the FA Cup, and my gamble to sim this game has not paid off. Really annoying. Guendouzi, the former Arsenal man, with an equaliser in the 82nd minute after Bryan Gil gave us the lead, and we lose 4-3 on penalty. So the Champions League and the Premier League now are our only hopes at silverware. We're out of the Carabao Cup, now out of the FA Cup at the hands of Newcastle, and we've really now got to make sure no slip-ups in the Premier League or the Champions League. And on to Goodison Park for the first Premier League game of this episode. And as you can see again from my starting lineup, I've had to make several enforced changes due to fatigue. Bastoni, Sanchez and Romero at the back. Ricardo Pereira and Gaia come back in the wing-back positions, I should say. I've had to drop Kulusevski to central midfield alongside Højbjerg. Lucas Moura having to play in the hole with Richarlison and Son up front. Obviously, as I said, I did want to stick to playing 3 at the back, and I wanted to stick to this formation. So I'm being quite rigid and just trying to fit players in to certain positions in my formation, but I'm hoping it means that we can still get a decent result against Everton. And we do get a decent result against Everton, a much needed result in the Premier League. 3-1 away at Everton, looks like a tough game, but we did manage to get the job done. Richarlison on the score sheet, Son wet the double as well in the first half. So solid win, great way to bounce back from the disappointment against Newcastle. Let's move on to the Champions League. So I'm taking a bit of a risk here in this second leg. We are 2-0 up, so I feel like we probably can take a risk, but I have had to change several of my players due to fatigue, but also because we've got Man City coming up in the league, and I feel like that is going to be a huge game. And I think, hopefully, from our result in the first leg, we've done enough to just get through this game against Inter. So you can see I've swapped out Gaia for Sessegnon, brought Longley in at the back as well. Skip's come in for Basuma. Bryan Gil starts ahead of Kulusevski, and Richarlison comes in ahead of Harry Kane. So yeah, a few kind of changes. Lacroix as well, I've also just seen as well. He's coming for Romero. So yeah, some changes that I think I needed to make. Bit of a risk because we aren't quite through yet, but I'm hoping we will have done enough in the first round to get the job done here today. Dzeko into Mason Mount. Tries to drive forward, goes past Skip, gets it back. He's down this left-hand side. Can he try and swing a ball in? Skip can't do enough. De Ligt should be able to do enough. He doesn't do enough. And Hugo Lloris just about does enough. Keeps the game at 0-0 here. Højbjerg beaten to the ball as well as Bryan Gil. Dzeko was there. And I told you, I'm taking a risk in this game. I'm really hoping this risk pays off. Inter Milan have a corner. Mason Mount going to throw this one in. He does. And Bryan Gil, it's not Bryan Gil, it's Son who gets there. Bryan Gil gets there ahead of the defender. And Richarlison can try and break away here. He's got the pace to go around the defender. This is great stuff from Richarlison. Can he put this in the back of the net? Richarlison. Oh, I tried to finesse that. I thought he was going to finesse it with his right foot. He doesn't. And it's a poor shot in the end. And it's easily saved from the goalkeeper. Romelu Lukaku bursting forward down the centre. Tries to knock that into Dzeko, but Lacroix easily intercepts. Richarlison to Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son, lovely turn away from the defender. Bursts into the box. It's 1-0. It's 3-0 on aggregate. And that is a big goal in this leg. Fantastic goal from Heung-min Son. Lovely little turn away from the defender. Look at that little turn with his left foot. With his right foot. Gets it onto his left foot. Drives into the penalty area. Buries it past the goalkeeper. It's 1-0. Longley to Ryan Sessegnon. Inter putting on a bit of pressure here. Trying to press us high up the pitch. But we do manage to get away. Ball into Richarlison. Nice little ball to Skip. Skip hopefully going to give it... I was trying to give it back to Richarlison. But give it to Brian Hill, who gives it to Son. Surely for 2. It is... Great finish from Heung-min Son. This time he was able to get it onto his right foot that Richarlison couldn't earlier. And it is a brilliant finish. A finesse shot, bends it round the goalkeeper, left him with no chance. Great finish from Heung-min Son. And the risk is well and truly paying off. It's 2-0 here in this second leg. It's 4-0 on aggregate. And surely already that is enough to put us into the next round of the Champions League. In to pick this ball back up. Nice little flick back to Pau Torres into Barella. Little 1-2 there with Pau Torres again. And Longley doing really well to get in ahead of the striker. And now we can counter-attack with Richarlison. Lays that off to Brian Hill. It's a poor pass. It goes straight to Declan Rice. He now drives forward, tries to dink this over. That is a great ball across. And can Inter now swing this in? Absolutely does. Lacroix there, into Lukaku, into the hands of Hugo Lloris. Oh, nicely done by Dzeko to tackle Brian Hill there. There's a little bit slack on the ball. Lazaro brings this forward into the feet of Lukaku. Out to Mason Mount. He tries a lovely little turn. Goes into Dzeko. Big save from Hugo Lloris. Keeps it at 2-0. Long lay out to Sessegnon. Going to try and look for the long ball. Tried to look for the long ball to Ricardo Pereira, but I couldn't quite get there. Richarlison can. And Richarlison just wide. Unbelievable stuff from him. Managed to somehow get a toe on it. Knocked it past the defender. And had a wonderful opportunity to put us 3-0 up. Doesn't take it. Kane into Richarlison. Nice turn away from the defender. He's through here. In on goal. 3-0. And that is definitely 100% game over. 3-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He does the dance. It's 5-0 on aggregate. And we are easing our way into the next round of the Champions League. Nice little turn away from the defender. It was just too easy. And he slots that home after missing a pretty decent opportunity earlier on in the game. But this time, he makes no mistake. Smashes it past the goalkeeper. It's 3-0 here in this leg. It's 5-0 on aggregate. Rice into the feet of Pinamonti. Barella looks for Lazaro out wide. I don't know where Sessegnon is. He looks pretty knackered. Goes past Longley. 3-1. Great stuff from Inter. It's a good consolation goal. Nothing, well, there's a lot we could have done about it, to be fair. Poor defending both from Sessegnon and Longley. I've talked up Longley all game. And then he goes and puts in a pretty casual challenge. Easily just ghosted past by Lazaro on the right-hand side. And passes it across to the substitute, who smashes it into the bottom left-hand corner. Nothing Hugo Lloris could do. Got a hand to it, but the shot was too strong. It's Tottenham 3, Inter 1. Romero has it. Gives that to Oliver Skip, and that will be that. It's game over here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Bit frustrating not to keep a clean sheet, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's 3-1 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's 5-1 on aggregate. And overall, to be fair, yes, they scored right at the very end. Maybe I switched off a little bit myself, I don't know. But overall, I kind of thought Inter would be a bit more troublesome than they actually were. You know, we got 5 goals past them. All in all, it was pretty easy, wasn't it? And it's on to a huge game against Manchester City in the Premier League. First against third. And as you can see, to be fair, they do have a game in hand on us. But we are already 11 points clear of Man City. So, provided we don't lose this game, then I would say it's definitely becoming a two-horse race between us and Chelsea. I'm pretty sure if Man City don't win it, they are out of the title race. As for us, Chelsea must have dropped points earlier on. Let me just quickly check. They did, so they dropped points against Man City. They drew 2-2 to them, so that puts us back in the driver's seat. Chelsea, yes, they do have a game in hand, but they are 3 points behind us with a lower goal difference. So if we can get a decent result against Manchester City, that will really, really put us in a good position. And so here we go. Here is my starting 11. It's the usual starting 11. Back to our first 11. Emerson Royal coming in for Pereira. Basuma retains his place at midfield ahead of Oliver Skip. Kulusevski, Kane as well as Gaia coming back into the starting lineup as well. And as for Man City, it's 4-3-3. It's obviously that false 9 as well with Malinovsky in that little hole in the the false 9's kind of cam position, so hopefully I'm not going to struggle too much with that. But apart from that, no real surprises from them. De Bruyne starts, Foden, Mahrez as well up front, so going to be a tricky game. Let's see if we can get a result. Edison boots that clear now. De Ligt doesn't win it in the air, Malinovsky does. It's Phillips to Malinovsky to Lamar. Romero is there ahead of him, and I thought Basuma was going to be able to collect that, but he isn't. Phil Foden does. Lamar has it now. Looking for the run out wide off Phil Foden. Nice little back heel there to Calvin Phillips. Gives that off to De Bruyne. Malinovsky back to De Bruyne. Man City playing some good football here. Thomas Lamar try and brings that forward. And Emerson Royal, well, he can only dish it out for a Man City corner. He could have probably done better defensively there. Are they going to go short? I'm going to follow Lamar. Going to follow De Bruyne. De Bruyne gets round Højbjerg. Phil Foden on the edge of the box. Lays that back off to Lamar. Early pressure from City. Foden. Bastoni away with a good flick, but only as far as Kane gives it away. But Son now picks it up. Can we try and counter? Kane looking for the run of Heung-min Son. Finds the run of Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son to try and get away. He does. It's 1-0. Brilliant, brilliant finish from Heung-min Son. Great stuff from him. Knocked that ball way ahead and then tried to run onto it. Did run onto it and then smashed it into the bottom left-hand corner. City pressing as high off of the corner. And then as a result of that, just like Liverpool, they leave acres of space behind that back line. Son was able to run into it. And we were able to take the lead. 1-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Gaia tries to bring that forward. Just in ahead of Mahrez there, who put in a lunging challenge. Fortunately for him, didn't make contact. Otherwise, that would have been possibly a red card. Nice ball through from Heung-min Son. Found Kulusevski. Kulusevski with the ball. And Emerson making a right big meal of that. He did not need to do that at all. He probably could have collected it, but they do manage to get it away. Cancelo into the feet of Thomas Lamar. Out wide to Phil Foden. Back to Cancelo. Cancelo easily goes round Emerson Royal. And Phil Foden gets ahead of Romero. I thought Romero was going to easily be able to get there, but he's outpaced by Phil Foden. Back to Calvin Phillips. Again, Manchester City building nicely. De Bruyne into Malinovsky. Over the bar. De Ligt into Basuma. Finds Emerson Royal out wide. Finds Harry Kane, who finds Heung-min Son. Tries to turn. Doesn't have too many options, but finds Kulusevski. Trying to look for the ball to Gaia. I find Gaia. Little dink to Kane. Oh my word. Tried to lay it off to Højbjerg, but João Cancelo is there once again. He's got the pace to get away from Harry Kane. Lays that off to De Bruyne. The ball out wide is there. He doesn't choose to take it. Instead gives it back to Kyle Walker. Floats that over the top to Mahrez. And I thought Romero was going to get there ahead of him. He doesn't. Malinovsky. De Ligt is there though. Blocks the cross. Only goes back to De Bruyne. Quick feet from him. Lays it back off to Calvin Phillips, who shot from distance. And it's wide in the end. Walker out to Mahrez. Mahrez with a nice ball through to Malinovsky. De Ligt is there once again. Very, very quick start to this second half. That is poor from Basuma. Gives it away. Lamar straight into De Ligt, but he picks it up once again. Calvin Phillips has it. Nice little back flick to De Bruyne. Lamar has it back to Phillips. Nice little triangle passing here from Manchester City. Malinovsky, De Bruyne. Big save from Hugo Lloris. Bastoni plays this nice little ball into Kulusevski. Going to try and find the run of Emerson Royal. Nice little dink over the top. He does get there first, ahead of João Cancelo. And then he absolutely does João Cancelo. He does the defender. My word. Great play there from Emerson Royal. Went past two Man City defenders and struck it well with his left foot, but straight at the goalkeeper. Romero, Basuma, into the feet of Højbjerg. As I said, similar to Liverpool, City pressing high, and it actually worked very well for them there. As João Cancelo got the ball back into Malinowski, back to Calvin Phillips. Oh, De Bruyne, what is going on with my defence? And somehow Romero's there. I'm trying to get it clear. I'm just trying anything. Unfortunately, the ball eventually does manage to go out of my penalty box, but not that far. Calvin Phillips picks it up. Desperate, panicked defending from me at the moment. Kyle Walker drives down this right-hand side. He did have the pace to get away from Kulusevski, but it will go out for a corner. Kanji has it, gives it out wide to Kyle Walker, back in field to De Bruyne. De Bruyne in a dangerous area, unmarked with lots of space. That is not what you want when Kevin De Bruyne is around. Lovely interception from De Ligt though, and now we can definitely counter. Højbjerg gives it to Richarlison. Don't really have too many options, but I do have an option out wide in Emerson Royale. I find Emerson Royale. He drives forward. I've got a man at the edge of the box. Can't find him. It's a poor cross in the end. Goes out for a goal kick. Nicely done. Nicely pressed from Gaia. Heung-min Son gives it to Gaia. Doesn't really, again, have too many options. Going to look inside. That's poor. Kane to Basuma. He's offside. Heung-min Son to take this free kick. We did actually win a free kick. Basuma was offside, but there was a foul on Harry Kane before that. I'm going to try and put this into the top corner. And I think that was a very good save from the goalkeeper. Great free kick from Heung-min Son. We look at the replay. Was that heading wide or was that heading into the back of the net? That was hit the post in the end. So inches away from a second. Ederson going to boot this one clear. Can we win this in the air? We can't. Haaland is now on the substitute. And it's very odd because I feel like every time I've played Manchester City, they never seem to start Erling Haaland. It's pretty strange. I mean, it's good for me because, yeah, he's a very, very good player. But very, very strange from them. But Basuma now brings this forward. Gives it to Richarlison. Nicely done from him. Højbjerg has space to run into. He goes infield to Heung-min Son. He has space to run into. Heung-min Son to strike. And it's a big strike. And it's a good save from Ederson. City now have it. But do they have enough time to get this ball forward? They're going to boot it forward. Can we win it in the air? We do with De Ligt. Højbjerg gets there ahead of Haaland. And I think that will be that. It is. It's a big win here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 1-0 here against Manchester City. That pretty much ends their title hopes. And it definitely sets off a two-way fight between ourselves and Chelsea heading into the final kind of 10 games of the season. Big win here. Big goal from Heung-min Son. It finishes 1-0. And it's on to the final game of the episode, and it is away against Manchester United at Old Trafford. They did do very well in the first game of the season. They beat us 2-1 at home. We cannot afford for that to happen again. Gives that to Højbjerg into Heung-min Son. Going to try and find the run of Ricardo Pereira outside. I do. And he goes past the defender like he's not even there. Swings that across. It is a brilliant goal. Heung-min Son with a diving header at the back post gives us the lead inside the opening 15 minutes. Inside the opening 10 minutes, I should say. He celebrates in front of the Manchester United crowd. And that is a great goal. And it's a fantastic counter-attack. Great ball across from Harry Kane to Ricardo Pereira. And it's a great ball in to Heung-min Son, who gets ahead of Williams at the far post. A diving header past De Gea. 1-0 Spurs. Gaia has lots of space out wide on this left-hand side. Goes inside though, finds Harry Kane. Harry Kane spins, and that is a beautiful ball to Ricardo Pereira. Goes past the right back once again. Going to try and swing this one in. We do to the back post. And again, it's a great, great chance for us. Great save from De Gea. It was Gaia in the end who managed to get to it with his head. Bit of an interesting one. Maybe he could have taken that on the volley. I don't know. But it was aimed for Heung-min Son. Gaia got there. And De Gea got there too. It'll be a Tottenham corner. Heung-min Son to throw this one in. Going to look for Harry Kane. Is it too close for De Gea? It's not. It's to Bastoni. His shot is blocked, but he still manages to pick this up. De Ligt going to try and hit this. And it's straight at De Gea. Rashford has it now on this left-hand side. Can he drive past Romero? He can't. He goes back to Spinazzola, but Rashford has it again. Infield to Casemiro. Nice play into Ronaldo. Don't give him space and time to strike. And that is why. What an unbelievable strike from Cristiano Ronaldo. He did the same thing to us when we played them last time, and he has absolutely smashed that from outside the box. We gave him too much time and space. What an unbelievable finish that is. Into the top left-hand corner from Cristiano Ronaldo. That is what he can do. Left Hugo Lloris with absolutely no chance. And it is 1-1 here at Old Trafford. Ricardo Pereira. Nice ball into Bissouma. Ricardo Pereira looks for the run once again of... Ricardo Pereira has it. Swings that one in. Heung-min Son. What a save from David De Gea. A brilliant save from David De Gea. An unbelievable volley from Heung-min Son. And I thought that was about to nestle in the top right-hand corner. Sancho with the throw to Williams. Into Ronaldo, who has space. We seemingly have learnt nothing from that first half. It's thrown in. Romero clears. Only out to Spinazzola. To Ronaldo. We've got to close him down quicker. He's got space. Gives that to Casemiro, who strikes. And it's off the bar. And we are getting very, very lucky here. Ricardo tries to bring this away. He does. And it's out to Bissouma. Can we try and counter-attack here? Kulusevski, Harry Kane, lovely ball out to Gaia. He's got acres of space to run into. Gaia to try and check back to Højbjerg. I didn't want him to turn that way. And is that the chance that has gone begging? Harry Kane into the feet of Heung-min Son. We just about managed to keep this alive. I'm going to try and swing this one in. The momentum has all but gone. Kulusevski into Kane. Unbelievable save once again from De Gea. Just as I said, the momentum had gone. We somehow managed to carve out a decent opportunity, but it's not enough. And United can counter-attack. This is a fast-flowing game. End-to-end stuff here. Bruno Fernandes. I'm pretty much out of breath trying to keep up with the commentary, to be completely honest with you. Unfortunately, we get the tackle in, and that is a horrendous challenge, and it's a free kick. Unfortunately, I can now take a breath. Højbjerg, nice turn away. Gives that to Heung-min Son. Harry Kane now has it. Out wide to Gaia. That is a horrendous challenge from Brandon Williams, but Højbjerg brings that into the box. Turns away from the defender. Tried to finesse that round the corner. Couldn't get it done. United get it clear. Sancho out on the right-hand side. Goes past Gaia like he's not even there. Spinazzola goes past Bastoni like he's not even there. Sancho tried to play that through to Ronaldo. Romero read it. Bastoni, nice ball through into the pocket of space that Kulusevski is in. Son lays that off to Højbjerg. Højbjerg with acres of space to run into. He's going to strike. He's going to finish. It is 2-1 here in the 87th minute. United players fall to their feet. It's a great goal. Højbjerg celebrates in front of the United fans. And to be honest, well, it's been very, very end-to-end. I would say I'm not actually quite sure if we deserve that goal. I think United have carved out some decent opportunities. But either way, it doesn't matter. We carve out the opportunity that matters. We stick it in the back of the net. It's a great finish from Højbjerg. And we lead here at Old Trafford with only a few minutes left. 2-1. United have a throw. 2 minutes left. Is this going to be enough time for them to try and get the ball forward? Spinazzola seems to just be going backwards into his own half. But now Fernandes picks it up. Gives it off to Casemiro. Ronaldo, I think that might just be too far for him. But Sancho can drive forward. Goes past Romero with ease into my penalties box. Romero is there, fortunately. It was actually Gaia who he got past pretty easily. I thought it was Romero. Rashford to take the corner. He's going to swing this one in. He does. It's the last chance of the game. And what a save from Hugo Lloris from Ronaldo. We're in the 95th minute of only 2 minutes of added time. And the referee seems to have given a corner. A big save from Hugo Lloris. United pouring the pressure on here. It's another corner that Rashford's going to swing in. What can he do with it here? He swings this one in once again. Can we get it away? We can, just about. And that will be that. It is game over here at Old Trafford. And it is a big, big win. 2-1 here for Tottenham. And that will definitely, hopefully, put some daylight between us and Chelsea. And that is that for the end of this episode. And as you can see, we are 9 points clear of Chelsea at the top of the table, but annoyingly for us, they do have 3 games in hand, but they do have to win those 3 games in hand to obviously become level on points with us. But further down, look at Aston Villa. They've got themselves up into 3rd. They've leapfrogged City, Liverpool and United, all on 50 points, and United now find themselves down into 6th. So pretty poor episode from them, but Newcastle in 7th, Arsenal still down in 8th, and if we go further down to the bottom of the table, Brentford, West Brom and Stoke still in the relegation zone, and it looks to be fair. Stoke are down and out. The dream is still alive for Brentford and West Brom, but obviously they have played 1 or 2 games ahead of Brighton, so it's going to be very, very difficult for them. But as for us at the top of the table, a great episode from us. We've put daylight between ourselves and Chelsea. Obviously, they do have games in hand, as I said, but yeah, we've put ourselves in a really commanding position heading into the penultimate episode of this season. And if we quickly go to the calendar for April, you can see we've got a jam-packed episode. We have been drawn to Real Madrid in the quarter-final of the Champions League. So, yeah, that is a big game that I'm definitely going to be playing. We've got the home leg first, and then, of course, we play them away as well. So, yeah, we just take a look at the quarterfinals. Manchester United, PSG, Barcelona, Liverpool, Lazio, and Leipzig as well. So some interesting games to be played. But for us, that is a huge double-header to Real Madrid. We've got Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Newcastle, and Brentford as well in the league. So I'll definitely sim probably 2, maybe even 3 of those games, and I will definitely be playing the games against Real Madrid. But if you have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like and subscribe. It will do the channel a world of good. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.